Pioneer, it's Mrs. Wills, your school librarian, and I am going to be reading a couple of chapters of Saving Winslow today. And I realized that we were missing a chapter on our last video, but no worries, we can read it now. So we're going to be reading chapter 17, 18, 19, and 20. So if we look at, there we go, our reading calendar for Monday. I know that we don't have school today on Monday, but you can still be reading, and we're going to just add in chapter 17 right here at the beginning. So here we go. Chapter 17, You Don't Have to Do That. Louis rarely saw Nora at school, but when he did, she was often alone, either trailing down the hallway after her classmates or seated by herself at lunch. He hadn't recognized her at first without her big coat and hat and boots. One day at lunch, he sat down across from her with his tray. "You don't have to do that," she said, studying her sandwich. "Do what?" "Sit there." "I know that. I know I don't have to. Maybe I want to." "Yeah, right." They ate in silence until Nora asked, "How's that thing, that sickly creature? Did it die yet?" "It's a donkey. His name is Winslow. He did not die." She looked up from her sandwich and said, "Yet." "He's really doing good," Louis said. "You should come by and see him again sometime." "I'll think about it." The following Saturday was sunny and warmer than it had been in weeks. Most of the snow had melted. Winslow was following Louis as he circled the yard. "Maybe you should get a leash for it," someone said. Louis turned to see Nora on the sidewalk. "If you get a collar and a leash," she said, "you could walk it like a dog." "Not a bad idea," Louis said. "I've got a collar and a leash at home." "You do? You have a dog?" Had a dog. "I'm sorry," Louis said. "That stinks." "What stinks?" "You know, that you had a dog, but now you don't. So it must have, did it, I guess it died, right?" "Well, it could have run away," Nora said. "Oh, it ran away?" "No, it died." Sometimes when Louis talked with Nora, he felt as if she were speaking a foreign language. "Do you want to pet Winslow?" "Why'd you call him Winslow?" "I don't know. It just came to me when I first saw him." Nora removed a glove and tentatively patted Winslow's neck. He waggled his head and twitched his ears. "That means he's happy," Louis said. "Maybe," Nora agreed. "Or maybe he waggles his head at any old thing." Chapter 18, Remember Me. Louis found one of Gus's postcards on his bookshelf. It had been propped up there, but it slipped between books. He liked rereading Gus's words, even though Gus rarely said anything important. Seeing his handwriting and reading his words made Louis feel as if Gus could walk into the room at any time. "Hi, everybody. I'm sorry I haven't written for the last couple of weeks. We've been in some hard training, and I fall into my bunk every night, too tired to read or write or think. I don't have any news, so I'll sign off for now. Remember me, Gus." Chapter 19, The Girl with the Yellow Hat. One Saturday morning, after a fresh snowfall the night before, Louis's mother said, "Nora is out there again. Why doesn't she come to the door? Are you supposed to sense that she's outside?" Nora was walking back and forth in front of the house, swinging something, a rope, in her hand. "Nora, do you want to come in?" "I was just walking by. I brought the leash." "The leash?" "For the donkey, if you want to walk it or not. I have a collar thing, too. You know what else?" "What?" "You could take the donkey over to the sledding hill." That is how Louis and Nora ended up taking Winslow for a walk down the street in a dog collar and leash and towing a sled to the sledding hill. "Try it with Winslow," Nora said. "Go on, he might like it." Louis bundled Winslow in his arms, climbed on the sled, and with a push from Nora, off they went, careening down the hill. Winslow's ears flapped crazily in the wind, slapping against Louis's face. The sled swerved left and then right and then straight down the last fast slope. "Wow!" Louis shouted. Nora was standing at the top of the hill, clapping her gloved hands together. a bumblebee beacon in her yellow hat and black puffy coat and black boots. Your turn, Louis urged. Nah. You have to, and Winslow wants another turn. So here. Louis shoved Winslow into Nora's arms and held the sled ready. Well, if I have to. And all the way down the hill came the strangest sounds. Roop and roop, and only half of those were coming from Winslow. The rest were from Nora. Chapter 20, Lovesick. Louis ran into Mac on his way home from school one day. Mac was not his usual peppy self. His head hung low, his arms limp at his sides. Hey, Mac, what's the matter? You look terrible. Thanks for the compliment. Are you sick? Yeah, I'm sick. Mac placed both hands on his chest. Lovesick. I'm a goner. Claudine? Yes, Claudine. Claudine. Who else but Claudine? She hasn't spoken to me in 2 days. 2 days, Louis. That's an eternity. You make her mad? She said I was starting to suffocate her. Too much attention. Can you imagine that? How can you give a person too much attention? I thought that's what girls wanted, attention. Louis had never thought about what girls wanted, or even what boys wanted, or if there was a difference, or if it depended on each person. The only time Louis could recall feeling too much attention was in 2nd grade. A new girl who did not speak much English had attached herself to Louis on the first day. Say me Cookie, she said, clamping onto Louis's arm, is best her name. The teacher seemed pleased that Cookie had found a friend so quickly. She asked Louis to sit next to Cookie and to explain things to her and to show her around the school. Me, he said, are you talking to me? Of course, Louis, I am talking to you. Thank you for welcoming Cookie. From that moment on, Cookie did not leave Louis's side, except when she or he went to the bathroom. She followed him from the moment she saw him in the school courtyard in the morning until the bell rang in the afternoon. She probably would have followed him home, except that she rode a bus to the other side of town, and Louis walked home. After 3 weeks of Cookie's attention, Louis had confessed to his mother, I can't stand it. Cookie is always breathing in my face or asking me questions or following me around or hanging on my arm. I can't go back there. Maybe you should mention to your teacher that you need a little break from Cookie. How can I do that when Cookie is always there, latched on to me? You'll find a moment, I'm sure. And he did find a moment a few days later when Cookie went to the bathroom. Louis raced to his teacher and blurted out his dilemma, begging her to rescue him from Cookie. His teacher said. I suppose one day you might long for such attention, but I understand. I'll encourage Cookie to make other friends. And Cookie did gradually make other friends, and soon she hardly seemed to notice Louis at all. And although he felt relieved, he also felt puzzled. Didn't she like him at all anymore? Now walking home with Mac, who was lovesick for Claudine, Louis said, I'll leave her alone for a few days. See what happens. Maybe she'll miss you. When did you get so wise? Mac asked, giving Louis a shove. Maybe it's from hanging around Winslow. Come on, come see him. He'll make you laugh. Winslow stumbled into their arms and flapped his floppy lips. And when Mac left, he was laughing. That donkey, Mac said. That donkey cracks me up. So friends, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Come back tomorrow and we'll read some more of Saving Winslow. Make sure that you come into the library and answer our trivia questions this week and see what you can remember from our reading tonight. So see you later, friends. Hope you had a good long weekend. See you soon.